So, looks like you've been busy today while I was at work. What you doing there, Mr. King of my single wide?
Sounds like I'm repeating myself. My camera operator must have forgot how to operate the camera.
What you working on?
Your barn.
What you doing?
Making my house.
Making you ask questions by doing the roof. Getting ready to do the planks on the roof. We got 4-foot rafters. We put over 400 pounds on the plank across them and they held it just fine. Very little bow, very little sag. We got 400 pounds between 4-foot joists.
So they're gonna hold the weight of the roof then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this didn't bow at all. None of this bowed. The board in between it just kind of barely bowed.
So is that good, or does that mean it needs extra support?
That's really good because you're probably not going to put 400 pounds over a 4-foot section ever.
I got you.
Once you lock them together, then they can hold even more. I'm just worried about snow weight.
I see you got all the posts set. Was that fun?
It was more fun when you were here doing it.
You didn't have fun after I went to work?
No, it's kind of hard to do by yourself.
I just figured out what you needed the chainsaw for.
You were worried I was got mad and cutting it all down, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Come over and watch you notch this.
My bad, Dad.
Did you tell them how you're notching and doing the roof?
No, because I ain't quite figured it out yet myself.
Oh.
Let me figure out the process before you try to show somebody how to do it. I know what I want to do. It's cutting half the width of the board off and going just about that far back into the board. You cut half the thickness and go about that far back and allow an overlap. That overlap will only stick up half the height of the full board instead of having a real steep angle.
And you're doing that with a skill saw?
It's because we can't afford anything else. Ripping the boards across the side. Your fence on a circular saw has this nice little loop. Well, that loop works well for it to slide up under the base. That way you can cut narrower lines in the board. So we were able to cut down the center, or relatively down the center on this, and make our ledge that you can see here for the boards to overlap.
Okay, now how do these work?
What they are is, of course, the roof is angled, and this one will overlap this board like lap siding, creating, using gravity, a watertight seal. Water will run off the top of this one onto that one and on down.
Awesome.
You'll do that from the top. As you can tell, this is hefty roofing material, so it should take a lot of weight.
Well, I have to tell you, when you told me your idea, in secret behind your back, I was shaking my head.
No surprise.
You do
But
that
now that I see it,
Oh, this is my idea.
now
Just
that
to
I
calm
see
down.
it and I understand what you're telling me, That's a pretty neat
What
idea.
do you do?
Where this 9 feet meets the next 9 feet. It's going to
Kinda
have
the
a
same
crease
thing.
between them.
This will be on the end over here, and the next one will slide up underneath it. They'll actually both be notched. That way there's just a even gap. It'll work. You just gotta have faith. Evidently, you didn't.
While Daddy J is working on the roof, today we're focused on this section here, just this first section. Truth of the matter is, when I was at the show yesterday, I bought more rabbits than I was prepared for. So, we're focused on getting this section done. And I've got one set of the new cages built. So I'm going to try to get those hung up. That way, 2 of the new girls has a place to sleep tonight. So, we're going to get to work. What I'm doing is I'm going to put a backboard up here. That's what my cages are going to hang from. And then we're going to support them with wires tied to the rafters. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just tighten this up there in a rough estimate of where it will go.
Don't know a secret to doing that by yourself. Shoot screws and rest it on the screws. The screw can hold up one end while you're dealing with the other.
Well, basically.
Still allows you to slide it back and forth, make adjustments.
That's probably a better idea than what I had, but basically I'm doing the same thing. I will do it your way next time because that sounds better.
Just an idea.
Yeah, I like your idea. Next time I'm going to do it that way. It sounds easier. Uh-oh. Now, I know we have a level around here somewhere. Raise this end up a little bit. That there should just about do. Now the next thing I need to do, in this corner, I don't know if I'm going to put the water barrels in this corner? Probably so. I want the feed in the other corner. That way the feed's by the door and those bags are pretty heavy to carry. So if I can knock off 10 feet on carrying bags for Daddy J or the boy, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. So, I'm going to need to measure my water barrels and see how wide they are. Okay, so my barrels are roughly 21 inches wide. We're going to say 24, but we want room to move. So I'm going to leave 4 feet in this corner for the water barrels. That way we have plenty of room to do what we need to. We can get in and clean them, we can take them out, we can move them. Whatever the future might bring, we need to leave them 4 feet. And I'm going to measure from the inside of the wall instead of the outside. So, let's find out where my 4 feet is. And I don't have a pencil on me. Now I'm prepared. So we're going to leave that corner open for water. And I'm going to leave the tape measure and pencil so Daddy J can find it. Do you have nails out here or just screws?
Is that 24 inches?
That's what, 24 inches?
That barrel. Is that 36, 34?
The barrel? I eyeballed it at about 21, so I left 24 for it. I left another 24 inches for wiggle room. At least one of us can fit in there. I don't know that both of us can fit in there at the same time, but one of us can get in there. And now that I know the level is 48 inches.
She can be taught, ladies and gentlemen.
I know that's what he was doing. He was showing me that the level was 24 inches.
48.
Yeah, 48. Alright, so this is where my new cage will hang. Wow, that just about takes it up, doesn't it? Alright. So, I am going to put a couple screws in there. And we're going to hope that they will be just right so that the wire will hang just right. Alright, there we go. There is our back supports. So now, when we're ready, all we have to do is support it on the rafters. It'll be ready to hang and ready for residence. Okay, so we have a new tool I've never used before. Daddy J's gonna show me how.
Alright,
What am I doing?
this is a chop saw. This is your fence back here. Get your board as straight with it as possible. Means that this green lumber is kind of crooked. You pull it down to your measured mark. Without your hand on the trigger, you'll go ahead and set your blade just to the opposite side of the piece you want to keep. Go ahead and raise back up, catch your safety. Once you catch your safety, pull your trigger. for the blade to stop. Remove your boards. It's better to have this up on a work table or surface, which we don't have right now. Tailgate works good, but I've got lumber and all sorts of stuff all over it.
All right, well, I learned something new.
Now your chop's on.
All right, I can do this. Hey, I did it. Well, we're losing daylight and the end of the day is approaching quickly. So what we are doing temporarily for tonight, just so that the two girls can get in the cage and stay dry, stay out of the sun, and have some wind block. For tonight, we threw these wall boards up. We'll take those down tomorrow and get that done correctly. But for now, that'll block wind, and if it happens to rain tonight, it should keep the rain off of them. As you can see, we still got quite a bit of roofing to do. But we got some boards almost ready for them. So we're hoping to finish this section of the roof tonight. Yeah, once again, we're out of daylight and we got one more board to attach to the roof. And that's going to have to do for tonight. We'll get those cages hung and get the two girls put in there, and they will be set for the night. And then tomorrow, we'll start again.